Cathy, are you at home right now?
Wait, are you already at the house, Jeremy?
Yeah, I just got here a little bit ago. Did you go out or anything tonight?
I'm sorry. When I heard that you'd be having a few drinks with your coworkers, I took that as a chance for me to head back to my parents' house to have dinner.
Is that right? Well, you should have told me that a lot sooner. When I came home to you not being home, I was very worried about what might have happened to you.
Sorry about that. I'll start heading back home right now.
Do you want me to come out and get you with my car? I was actually the designated driver tonight, so I didn't really have anything to drink at all when I was at the bar.
Don't worry about it. You still had work today and have to be tired from that, right? Too tired to be driving all the way out to here when it's already dark out. My little sister said she'll take me back to the house in her car, so I'll be all right.
Is that right? Well, as long as you're coming home with someone, I feel better.
After a little bit more time, I'll be heading back to the house with her. You go ahead and just relax while waiting for me to get home.
Sounds good. Hey, on the kitchen table, there's a pamphlet from Jake's company. Did he come over to the house earlier today?
Actually, yes, he did. He said he had to go out for a meeting anyway and wanted to stop by our house. So he stopped by for a bit around lunch and had coffee and some cookies with me.
Is that right? I'm sorry about him. He's always coming over to our place without telling anyone first, and I'm sure that's driving you crazy, right?
Not at all, actually. I don't see a problem with him. I was just a little surprised this time, though. The doorbell rang, and when I went over to have a peep at who it was, I thought he was you because you both look so similar.
Well, him and I are identical twins, so it makes sense that that would happen. But are you really still getting the two of us mixed up that much?
At the time, it was just his face that I saw, so don't get too worked up over it. You both have a lot about yourselves that are different now, so I can tell the difference easily. But man, was I shocked when I thought you had come home from work that early today.
Well, I'm sure you were. Honestly, it would be pretty scary if him and I still looked perfectly the same and he was trying to act as though he were me all the time.
Of course, he'd never do something like that. No matter how close the two of you resemble one another, your character is still quite different.
I really hope that's so. However, I don't really like that he's coming over to the house all the time when I'm not around, even if he is my brother.
What? Why do you say that?
Well, you've seen him before, right? He's an absolute train wreck when it comes to how he has relations with women. Not that I don't trust him at all, but you being a very kind woman makes you easy for him.
Could you stop saying things like that about us, please? No matter how much you might think that could happen, it won't. If anything, you worrying about something like that right now is a bit sickening.
Well, with him having the same face as me, I'm a bit worried about what he could do.
Then, let's say I was the same as you both, and had an identical twin and all. Would that mean you'd be interested in my twin sister as well?
I would never have any feelings like that for your sister.
You sure wouldn't, would you? So then you need to stop having those thoughts about me with Jake.
That's a good point. I'm sorry about what I was saying then.
When you say things like that, you start to make me feel a little upset, you know? Since you apologize for that almost immediately, I'll forgive you this time. But please, don't ever say things like that about me again.
All right, I'm really sorry.
I should be home in 20 minutes or so. While you're waiting for me, could you start filling the bath and put my favorite bath bomb in there?
Will do. You have a safe trip home now with your little sister. Hey, Cathy, where are you right now?
What? I'm at home right now.
No, you're not.
Huh? What are you going on about, Jeremy? I just told you that I'm home, which means that I'm at home.
Are you sure you weren't just at the dollar store doing some shopping a second ago?
Not at all. I'm serious. What are you talking about right now?
Well, someone just told me they saw you there at the dollar store in town. They told me that my wife's shopping for quite a few things right now.
Are you sure that they weren't just seeing someone who looked a little bit like me?
I really don't think that's the case with them. It's someone that was even at our wedding and saw us all day there.
Yeah, just the wedding though, right? Which means that they would have only seen me in my wedding dress and with a bunch of makeup on and my hair done up. So I'm not too sure they really know what I look like on the average day.
Are you really at home right now, Cathy?
I've been telling you that I'm in our house right now. You're really getting on my nerves now, all right?
Then could you video call me really quick and show me what room you're in? If you're at home, that shouldn't be a problem at all for you, right?
Huh? How much are you going to doubt what I'm saying right now? It's really starting to piss me off, because this is something that you should never be talking to your wife about.
So what you're saying is you can't video call.
It's not that I can't call you by video right now, but that I don't want to. Have you always had such little trust in your own wife like this?
This has nothing to do with me trusting you or not. This has to do with the fact that someone saw you at the dollar store and that you're lying to me right now. You were at the dollar store with Jake shopping, right? What's the need for you to hide something like that from me?
Hello? Could you please stop just assuming things about your brother and I right now? Jeremy, recently you've been really strange about a lot of things, right? Whenever I'd go over to my parents' house, you would always ask me over and over again what time I'd be home at. You're starting to scare me a little. What the hell has gotten into you?
Am I not enough for you?
What the hell are you even talking about?
I've known about all of this, Cathy. About the two of you and the relationship that you've both shared.
Are you trying to tell me right now that you think your little brother Jake and your wife have been having an affair? I'm so done with you. I told you already before this to stop thinking something like that would ever happen between us, right? You are really making yourself look awful right now.
Are you really sure that it's me who's making themselves look awful? If anything, it's you who's making the both of you look just terrible right now. The reason I'm bringing all of this up with you now is because I have evidence.
What kind of evidence is that? Don't tell me that the evidence you have is whatever that one person was saying about someone they thought was me. Let me just say, something like that won't pass as evidence anywhere, Jeremy.
That's not what I'm talking about. I had someone investigate you to see if you've been having an affair.
What?
And that's why I want you to start taking things a bit more seriously now and tell me the truth.
So that's what you've done? Well, you should have told me all of that from the start, and we wouldn't have had to waste all of that time just then. The fact that you're trying this whole time to get me to confess is really disturbing. And being all stubborn with your questions like that?
I just wanted to hear the truth coming out of your own mouth was all.
Well, you already went and looked into it all yourself, so who cares what I say now? It's because of that right there that you've been cheated on by your own wife now. You really are the complete opposite of Jake now, aren't you? You happen to get all of the bad communication skills while he got everything good. Now, if you're really wanting to hear the truth from me about this, I actually wanted to go out with Jake before I met you. Then I would have been able to marry him from the start and would have never had to put up with you anyway.
I see.
So, this is a divorce now, right? Jake has already told me that he'll be taking care of my settlement for me. Unlike you, he actually has money since he went and started up his own company and everything.
Understood.
And don't start becoming all desperate just because you've been abandoned by me now for your brother, okay? After all, in a divorce, it's not always the case that only one person was in the wrong. The reason I had to have an affair was because of how you are as a person.
I understand that.
Tonight, I'll be coming home with Jake, and we will be coming to see you. Make sure to sign the divorce papers I'll be bringing. Now, with all of that having been said, thank you for everything.
Jeremy, are you alright? Yesterday, I didn't hear anything from you at all, so I wanted to check up on you and see if you're still living. I'm thinking about coming out to your place later tonight to make you dinner and such. You are still off work and everything for the week, right?
Hey, sorry, Mom, for not being able to get back with you last night. I have work off until tomorrow, and then I'll be going back in to do the same old, same old. But until then, I have to get to work on moving all of my things out of here. And in terms of food, I still have some left over in the fridge, so you don't have to come here and make me anything.
What? You still have food left over there? I only left you enough food for yesterday, so how come you have enough for tonight as well? Don't tell me that you're still not eating anything.
I made sure to eat a little bit, but having just gotten divorced from the woman I'd loved for so long, I'm not really in the mood to eat.
I understand that, but it's been a whole week now, and you haven't really eaten a thing. If you are going through all of that stress, yet not eating barely anything, right now is the best time to be eating, Jeremy.
I just can't right now. Having to think about how my own wife had an affair with my twin brother like that. I just can't believe what all happened there, and I still feel as though it should be impossible. I really can't get past what happened then.
Why are you even saying all of that? What happened was the best, and I really do mean the best outcome for you.
Huh? How was any of that the best outcome for me? Tell me, what about all of this is so good to you?
I really hate saying this about one of my sons and your ex-wife, but those two being together is like mashing two useless people together, right? Remember, they are both the ones that cut ties to you now. To me, that is a really great deal, and you should not let it go to waste.
I'm sure to you that might be the case, but if this was the way things would turn out for me and the way I'd be feeling after it all, I think I was best off never getting married in the first place. And it was all because I was no good for Cathy that she had to go cheat on me.
I really do understand how painful all of this has been for you. But nobody besides Cathy ever said anything about you being the problem in that marriage. Now, you need to stop blaming yourself for this outcome and open your eyes a bit more.
But I'm nothing as a man now. I've lost everything to my little brother and have nothing to show for it anymore. We may share the same face and body, but his education and his work experience are both above my own. And when it comes to how much he's making now, it's at least 10 times the amount I pull in. And now he was even able to steal my own wife from me and is marrying her now.
Jeremy, the one thing that you have that Jake will never, ever be able to beat you at is that serious yet kind attitude of yours.
But everyone can be like that, not just me.
You are fine, Jeremy. When it comes to those who take things the most seriously, they end up winning in the end. You happen to have a lot of people around you that you've helped throughout your life, and they respect you a lot for that. Can't you see that by the way all of your coworkers and friends have jumped in to help you move out of that house? And people like myself are making all of that really good food for you, right?
Well,
In the end, people will always favor you more than your brother, okay? In life, the most important thing one can have is other people around them. Sure, money and talent are things that help make life easier for one. But when they get into trouble and there's not a soul around that can help them, then they are really out of luck.
I understand that things like friends are a really important thing, but when it comes to Jake, he's a really popular kid, right? He runs his own company, and he's like the grand prize man when it comes to the way women all look at him. That's what Cathy made it sound like to me.
You really don't get it now, do you? Compared to you, those two are nothing but absolute failures. I'm sure in no time, those two are going to screw up big time and will disappear from the face of this earth.
How could you ever say something like that?
Perhaps it has to do with how long I've been on this planet and how much stuff I've seen out of people. Anyway, for the time being, please let those around you who respect and care for you so much be the ones to support you while you get over the divorce. And please, start taking it easy a little and eating some really healthy foods. You are fine. After all, you are not the one who is alone in all of this.
Jeremy, do you have a second to spare?
What's up? If this is about all the paperwork for the divorce and such, I've already finished it all. I also made sure to take you off the company health insurance and all of that. And I handed in all of the paperwork for the divorce as well, so that it could all be processed and we'd be no more by today.
Hold on a second. I just started thinking that maybe I really do want to go back and be by your side again.
Excuse me? What the hell are you going on about? You and I are divorced now, and there's nothing you can do about that anymore.
I understand that, Jeremy. But look, I've really realized something while being with Jake. The one who really understood me all that time was you.
Even after all that time you'd been having that affair with my brother behind my back? Does that mean right now is the moment you're finally going to have a change of heart or something?
I think that the feelings I had for him before weren't all that real. I feel that I'm no longer in love with the man he was before, and...
Even though you were so happy to finally be divorcing me for someone who has a lot more money. When you were leaving my house that night after dropping off the papers with him, you told me all the things you hated about me, right? Telling me that I wasn't fun to talk to, and that I was a failure of a man, and that you'd hated my lack of good appearance. My choice of clothing was uncool as well, right?
I'm sorry, but at that time, I might have said too much. But at the time you found out that I had been having that affair, I wasn't in a good state of mind. I tried to act all tough about it, I think. I never actually wanted for you and I to get this divorce from one another. After I had brought it up, I had no choice but to act as though I wanted it. And out of carelessness, I went with Jake back to his place.
All of that really doesn't matter to me anymore. The fact that you went and had that affair with my brother and then asked for the divorce will never change.
Would it be wrong for me to come back to you?
What makes you think you can even ask for something like that right now?
Because I never said that I hated you, Jeremy. Sure, there was a time where I was really into the man Jake was and all, but the man I've always loved has been you.
In other words, you were fine with us both just continuing our marriage as long as the fact that you were cheating on me with my little brother was never found out.
That's not what I'm saying here. I thought that one day I would have to get rid of Jake and only be with you again. Also, with the help of this divorce, I've finally come around to seeing just how bad of a person I've really been and can understand why you wanted me gone. I really hurt you a lot, didn't I? I am so sorry for all of that.
There's no need for your apologies anymore. I understand how you've felt, Cathy.
Then, you're going to give me another chance?
No, that's something which is impossible now. Unlike you, I'm no longer even thinking about you anymore, Cathy.
Is there not even a small chance that you and I can get back together? Before this divorce, you and I had been together with one another forever.
And it was you who went and destroyed all of that, right? Sure, I might not have been enough for you all those years, but if that was a problem for you, you should have left me before you went and stabbed me in the back like that. If anything, you should have told me about the things that made you unhappy, and then we both could have worked on fixing and or changing them, right? At this point in time, asking for us to get back together is something I won't even contemplate.
No way. I don't want to leave you, Jeremy. You told me that you'd be moving out of that house before, but you are still there, right? Can I come over to see you right now? I want to see you in person, Jeremy.
Wait, I just got a message from my mom.
You just got a text from your mom?
I see what's going on here now.
Wait, what did she say to you? Did you talk with your mom about how I want to get back together with you again and fix everything? I understand you not wanting to take me back in, but I promise you that after this, I will never, ever stab you in the back again. I don't care how much your mom might hate me for this. I will do my best to make her change her feelings about me someday.
Wait, is it true that my brother's company just went bankrupt?
What?
And that's why you're talking with me again now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mom is being texted by my brother at this moment about how he needs her to help him. Seems that little crap went and committed some kind of a scam or fraud. And so my mom said that he's crying to her right now because he's afraid that he's gonna be arrested and taken to jail.
I have no idea what all is going on with Jake and his company right now.
Well, that's odd because he told my mom that he tried to talk with you about what was going on, but the moment he said his company was done for, you ran off. So you really do only care about one thing, and that's money.
That's not true. Before he even came to me talking about his company, I was already getting ready to text you wanting you back. Jake just took me leaving the house the wrong way is all.
Thank you so much, Cathy.
You're thanking me? Why would you be thanking me at a time like this? Are you thanking me because I ended up choosing you over your little brother?
What would make you think that's the reason I'd be thanking you? I'm just thankful that you and everything around you is about to vanish from the face of the earth is all. Then I'll be able to forget about you completely, just like everyone else will.
Why the hell? What the hell would make you think that'll happen to me?
I was the one that just got cheated on by my twin brother. And not just that, but I was made fun of before my wife abandoned me for him. But it was all too sudden for me, and it took time for my heart to catch up with all that had just happened. For the past week, my mind keeps going back to you and all the fun memories you and I shared in the past. Yet now, here you are wanting me back, saying that you'd always loved me, right? Well, after hearing from my mom what the truth of all this is, that last bit of me that was remembering you is gone now.
This isn't about me jumping back over to you. I just finally came around to realizing it's always been you that I've loved.
Then your love for others is a really shallow and fragile thing, isn't it? Sorry to ask this, but could you stop talking to me for the rest of time? I'm finished with you and all of the things that ever had to do with you. I've also finished up all the paperwork for things like our shared properties and the settlements, which means that this is the last time you and I'll ever talk to one another.
I've already been disowned by my parents, though.
And that's just music to my ears. I mean, didn't you expect something like that was gonna happen to you? You went and jumped ship to go and marry my twin brother, after all. To all of those with even a single ounce of ethical reasoning in their head, that's gross.
You and I shared a lot of the same friends, and they have all left me now over what had happened. I don't have anyone else to rely on for help now. So please, I just need to stay for a little bit. So could you please let me stay at your place?
Nah.
I'll do anything you ask me to, though. I'll make sure to find myself a job and everything so that I can get out of your hair as soon as possible.
Well, if you're offering to do anything, how about you go and off yourself?
What?
I mean, you said it yourself that you'd do anything for me.
How can you?
If it's housing that's really the problem for you right now, find a cardboard box or something for a little while.
But it's going to take me forever to find a job that will take me, right?
Well, as long as you don't set your standards too high, then you should be able to find a job within a day or two, right? Or better yet, as a woman, there's the easiest job of all you can get.
Are you inferring that I get a job as a hooker?
I never said that.
I want to find myself a proper job that a self-respecting woman would have. So please, just a little bit is all I need. You and I aren't just some strangers, right? Just a little while ago, you and I were husband and wife.
But at this point in time, we're strangers and nothing more, which means there's not a single thing that I can or will do for you. Also, the place that I'm moving into is a studio apartment, so I'm not going to be letting anyone else move in with me.
I can sleep on the couch, though.
Well, why the hell would I want a stranger sleeping in my house? You're the one that left me after you abandoned me and ran off with my brother. If you want someone to rely on the man you left me for. How much of a selfish little bitch are you gonna be about all of this? I'm telling you right now, you keep that self-centered attitude of yours up for too much longer, and you're gonna get killed in this city.
I'm sure you've already heard this from your mom and all. But Jake was never really working for that good of a job. He would lie to all kinds of people and would take their money from them, which is why everyone is thinking he's going to be arrested really soon here.
Well, if you knew about that, then you're gonna be arrested as well.
I didn't know all the details of what he was doing, though. I just found out how it's all been illegal business the other day.
Anyway, what all happens to you and him doesn't mean anything to me at all. Just try your best, and I'm sure something will happen for you.
Please, Jeremy. I was in the wrong for all of this. I promise to never do anything so stupid ever again to you. I want to go back to the simple and relaxing life I had with you before all of this.
And that's all I ever wanted as well. The plan was for me to work on us the moment I found out you really had been cheating, so we could get that life we had together back. I was already trying to get you back before I came to you about your affair, by taking you out to the places that you wanted to go, and by not forcing you to do too many chores at home. But no matter how hard I was trying to win you back and make things right, it never seemed to be enough for someone like you.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I've given up on you now. Hearing that you were with my identical twin the whole time really was the end of it all for me.
Forgive me, please, Jeremy. I really am so sorry. I will never do anything like that to you again. I promise you that. I promise that I will never stab you in the back again.
If that's what you're promising me, then don't you ever talk to me again, please. When it comes to things like divorce, it isn't always a one side was in the wrong sort of thing. So even if we tried to get back together again, nothing would really ever change. Cathy, thank you so much for what you'd given me. Because you were such a toxic and self-centered bitch, this divorce hasn't been too bad for me after all. After that, my brother was arrested by the police for his crimes, and his company was abandoned the very next day. And then my ex-wife went all over the city looking for those that could help her, but in the end, she wasn't able to find a single person. I heard a few days later that she started to stay at this brothel type of a place where they housed their workers for free. As for my little brother, he'll be going to prison for 10 years due to the severity of all his crimes. And when he's out of there, the family plan is to not care for him at all and hope that he rots away forever. As for myself, I've moved into a smaller apartment building closer to the outside of the city and have been taking things easily all by myself. There were times I would get a little bit down and not want to do anything at all, but one of my friends suggested that I get a pet, and so I went and adopted a cat from the shelter. Things have become a lot more fun now with my cat, and although I can't really see what my future will hold for me, I know for sure that with this cat I've started to love so much, it's gonna be a fun future. And then when I'm feeling 100% myself again, I'll make sure to go to all of those who supported me through this troubling time and thank them for being such close friends and family. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.